Hi, I'm Shannon, owner of Pahrump Early Learning Academy, where we are more than just childcare.
Hi, I'm Monique Mitchell with KPVM Television. My children attend Pella and they love it. The curriculum they have is pretty amazing, and my children learn what they need at their level.
Not only are the children learning, they're having fun, and that's what matters.
I like Pella. They help you with your homework, and it's fun.
Give us a call today to tour our facility at 751-5335.
News 46 is brought to you by Comfort Hospice Care, where we give our patients and their loved ones peace of mind, knowing we provide the highest quality of care 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. For more information, call 751-0349. News is also brought to you by Smitty's Cards and Coins. Would you like to know what your collectibles are worth? Come by 2281 Postal Road, Unit 4, across from the post office.
Tonight on News 46, numerous animals die in the Mountain Falls ponds. The Pahrump Art Gallery is burglarized, and our local Pahrump Facebook page winner claims her prize. News 46 starts now.
You're watching KPVM News 46 with Deanna O'Donnell. News 46, local coverage you can count on.
Good evening. It's Tuesday, January 6th, 2015. I'm Deanna O'Donnell for News 46. David Fanning, who is the director of the Nye County Public Works, told the Nye County Commissioners about numerous animals found dead in ponds at the Mountain Falls Golf Course and what appears to be sewage leaked located on Mans and Homestead roads.
And what it was they were actually pumping out their golf course ponds. And there was effluent going into one of the main ponds that actually then gets diluted to be carried out to some of the golf course greens and into some of their overspillage in their ponds. And when we noticed that this fluid was actually breaching actually out into our Mance Road project, this is where it became serious. The next day, I actually filed a spill report. We finally got word from Mountain Falls that they would shut the pumps off. They were actually trying to do something with their pumps, and they were running, which was creating a problem of this nature. So, make a long story short, through the process, we took some samples of the actual pond water, and it definitely was effluent. Fecal matter was just out of sight, 14,000 counts and higher. And so obviously what we had seen coming out into the roadway was definitely effluent from the plant and the golf course. So we are still working through the process. I do know that Joe Mays from In-Depth was contacted by Jack Osborne, and what he was able to do was get a guy out the next week and physically go through and do a field study, do an examination, and they're in the process right now of actually writing the final report. While I was actually out there at the ponds, I actually noticed a bunch of dead wildlife and dying wildlife that is actually a concern off those ponds. So anyhow, I want the board to be aware of and what we were actually dealing with down towards that intersection of Mance Road and Homestead at that point in time.
And here's a summary of the response based on the investigation from Utilities Incorporated of Central Nevada. The Utilities Incorporated Mountain Falls Wastewater Treatment Plant is located near the southwest corner of the Mountain Falls Golf Club development near Mans and Homestead Roads. Since the wastewater treatment plant currently cannot provide enough treated water to supply the irrigation needs of the entire golf course, the irrigation pond is augmented with fresh water from several sources. The inlet and outlet piping for the freshwater lakes are engineered so that each lake remains at a constant fill level. The inspector was told that up until recent heavy rains, the earthen detention pond was all that was needed to manage the varying flow rates of the artesian-fed artificial lake system from season to season. 2 rainstorms in succession occurred just prior to the date of the spill report, causing the earthen detention pond to fill up past the level of the recently constructed discharge ditch, then onward to the open desert roadway channel near Mans and Homestead. This is where the Nye County Road Department was working to prepare the Mans Road for a paving project. They observed the ponding water, traced it back around the wastewater treatment plant up to the earthen detention pond, and then called in a spill report. Upon learning of the detention pond overflow, crews at the Mountain Falls Golf Club closed the valve on the artesian well. The discharge from the earthen detention pond reportedly ceased shortly after taking the artesian well offline. The Pahrump Art Gallery on East Street was burglarized recently. The items that were taken are very unique. The artists are asking for the public's help in locating them and possibly helping catch a thief.
Right before Christmas, somebody broke a big double-paned window and went in and then broke a glass display case and stole a lot of Marty's jewelry and another Linda Mars jewelry that we have in there.
We're looking at some pictures of your jewelry. Can you tell me a little bit more about it?
Well, most of it is rocks that we've collected, some we buy, and my husband Eugene does all the hard work. He does the cutting and polishing and buffing, and then we both wire wrap. And what they've stolen is those rocks that are already finished, and they're sterling silver or gold-filled wrap on them.
How many do they steal of these pieces of jewelry?
I think there's 15.
What are they worth?
A total value is about $1,100.
And they stole another artist's jewelry. How many pieces of those did they steal? Do you know?
She's figuring they stole about 21 pieces with a value of $518, I think it was, and that's all intricately hand beaded Western type jewelry. A lot of work goes into it.
So these most likely were stolen by a local around town. They're very distinctive pieces, so we're going to be keeping our eye out. Can you tell me, you reported to this Nye County Sheriff's Office. What happened with that?
Yes, Nye County Sheriff's Office called us Wednesday morning early, and we went down there and talked to him, and he has all the pictures that we had, and there's a few that I didn't have pictures of, but he also said that he would contact the couple of jewelry shops in town that are good, work really well with the Sheriff's Department, and that they would keep them in contact also.
So these might be sold from person to person. They might be pawned, but you need to keep your eyes out open for this. If people would like to report it, should they go to the Sheriff's Office?
Yes. Mike Murphy is the sergeant that we talked to, and the number is 775-751-7000.
And so, Princey, tell me a little bit more about the gallery. How's it going now after the break-in? What's the artist saying now?
Well, it's discouraging. You know, we're hanging in there with the art gallery as it is, and it's just discouraging because we're trying to do something that's for the betterment of the community, and it's just, you know, it's hard to keep enthusiastic about it.
When we come back from this break, we're going to talk about children and antibiotics.
This portion of the news is brought to you by Inspiration Senior Living, where we provide affordable elegance to Pahrump area seniors. Give us a call at 751-2300 and make an appointment to tour our community.
Welcome back to News 46. Prescribing antibiotics for children is very common. About 75% of these medications are given to treat acute respiratory tract infections, or ARTIs. A new study evaluated whether pediatricians who were updated about current prescribing guidelines and given feedback about the prescriptions they wrote would prescribe these drugs more effectively.
This health tip is brought to you by
Desert View Hospital and Mountain Valley Physicians Group. Don't put your health on hold. We have time for you. Call us to schedule your appointment. 775-751-7100.
Most visits to a pediatrician's office, like this one, are routine.
The other thing we're doing today is we're going to be giving our first set of immunizations.
However, sometimes they are not. Children often see their physicians for a variety of illnesses, including acute respiratory tract infections, or ARTIs. Some of the most common are sinus infections, strep throat, and pneumonia. The American Academy of Pediatrics recommends penicillin or amoxicillin as first-line agents to treat these infections, but about 50% of children receive broader-spectrum antibiotics.
The two main goals were to make sure that kids were getting the right drug to best cure their infections, and to make sure that we avoided kids getting drugs that they didn't need.
Dr. Jeffrey Gerber from the Children's Hospital of Philadelphia and co-authors studied 18 pediatric primary care practices sharing a common electronic health record. Physicians in 9 of those practices were provided a 1-hour education session about current prescribing guidelines. The physicians were also given 1 year of personalized feedback on how they use those guidelines when prescribing medications for viral and bacterial ARTIs. Physicians in 9 other practices prescribed medication without the intervention.
Off-guideline prescribing for these common infections decreased by nearly 50% for pediatricians who received the education and feedback. And specifically for patients with pneumonia, the intervention reduced off-guideline prescribing by 75%.
Researchers say this was a relatively simple intervention that produced large benefits.
Parents should be confident that we have a way to get kids the right drugs at the right time to best cure their infections while minimizing unnecessary side effects.
Catherine Dolph, The JAMA Report.
And prior research has shown that unnecessary prescribing for viral acute respiratory tract infections had been declining. U.S. Senator Harry Reid will miss the first day of the 114th Congress after suffering injuries during a workout New Year's Day at his Henderson residence. Reid was diagnosed with broken bones in his face and 3 broken ribs, as well as a concussion. Senator Reid is in Washington, but on orders from his doctors, he will not come into the office so that his injuries can continue to heal. Despite his injuries, he has been working every day, holding meetings with fellow senators and staff. An Act of Kindness Award was presented to an amazing group of athletes.
We're here to recognize some special people. What they got to go through on a daily basis inspires me coming out here being athletes. They're a great bunch of people, and they don't give enough credit that they're due. So right now, I would like to present the Act of Kindness Award to Billy and Tony. Can you read that? You want me to read it for you?
No, I got it. Act of Kindness Reward to present to Special Olympics all the customers to the greatest athletes in the world.
And that is true. They are the greatest athletes in the world. What do you parents think? Who's the greatest athletes in the world? I want to hear you. And that's what's so great about these young people. And they range from all ages, from youth to our adults. And these are people we got to support. We got to come out, watch their games, or even come here and watch them at practice. It's something special. And to me, they are special people. And this Act of Kindness Award has gone all over the world. Afghanistan, Boston, Massachusetts, Newtown, Connecticut, Aurora, Colorado, Prescott, Arizona, Sparks, Nevada, the USO at McCarran Airport. So it means a little bit. And I've given out quite a bit of these, but this is very special to me because of these young people here. So anyway, I just like to thank the people of Pahrump that allows me to be able to do this.
Congratulations once again. Well, the flu has reached an epidemic level in the United States this year. It's blamed for more deaths than it was at this time last year, including possibly 17 children. It's still early in the flu season, which often begins in early fall and persists through May. So it remains to be seen exactly how pervasive the flu will be. The CDC said it does not yet have information on how many of those killed by the flu this year were vaccinated. It's an unusually bad year for the flu vaccine. Just over half the strains tested were not covered by it. The biggest reason is a mutated strain that was not being spread at the time the vaccine was designed. The Centers for Disease Control would still like to remind the public that getting vaccinated is still the best way to reduce the chances that you will get the seasonal flu and spread it to others. Getting vaccinated may make your illness milder if you do get sick. Most flu vaccines protect against 3 or 4 different strains of the flu. actually. So even if it's not a great match against one particular strain, it will still protect you against the other strains that are going around right now. I know I got vaccinated and I still got that one that's going around town, so everyone take care out there. When we come back from this break, we're going to introduce you to our local Pahrump Facebook page winner.
Today's news is brought to you in part by Bees Embroidery and Garment Printing, specializing in custom and personalized decoration of gifts, garments, and more. Call 775-727-9444.
And today, KPVM-TV presented our local Pahrump Facebook page winner their prize. We have a 32-inch Emerson HD TV. You're the winner of the local Pahrump Facebook contest. Tell me how you feel.
It's actually kind of surreal because I've actually never won anything in my life. I've done a lot of drawings, a lot of raffles, but this is the first time I've actually won something. So it's pretty exciting.
So how did you enter, and what actually happened when you found out that you won? How were you contacted?
Well, first, I'm constantly on Facebook. It's a fun thing to be a part of. And I noticed that they had like the page, share the page with family and friends, and make a comment. And so I wanted to say, hey, everybody, good luck. You know, it would be nice to win the TV. And within a couple days, I got a call from my friend saying, hey, you won the TV. And I was with family. I didn't even know it first. And so I went back on Facebook, and I was like, oh, my goodness, I won the TV. I can't believe it.
So where are you going to put this in your home?
I'm actually thinking of switching out the one that we have in our living room for this one, because this is a nicer one than the one I have. So that's even more exciting.
And I saw you got a brand new baby. You got an 8-year-old there. So this will come in really handy, and I bet your husband will be loving the football games on this.
Yes, it'll be good for the family all around, and I'm sure it'll have a lot of cartoons played on it as well.
So keep up to date on local Pahrump, of course. We put up news stories, and everybody can like us on our local Pahrump Facebook page. And congratulations once again to Amanda Hayes.
Thank you so much.
Congratulations once again to Amanda. Professional bull riders are back on tour for 2015. In Baltimore, Maryland, Arkansas's Reese Cates shook off a frustrating 2014 season, capturing his first career-built Ford Tough Series event win this weekend at the PBR Baltimore Invitational. The 2008 PBR Rookie of the Year went 3 for 3 bowls for the event to earn 540 points. He was injured in 2014 and had shoulder surgery that put him out for 6 months. Next stop is Chicago, January 10th and 11th. This year, you can watch PBR live free of charge. Just go to the PBR site on the web and sign up. It's called carbontv.com. That's carbontv.com. It'll stream each event and the ones that are not televised on CBS or CBSSN. When we come back from this break, we'll have your weather with Noah Began.
News 46 weather is brought to you by your local dairy farmers. Dairy products are very important in maintaining a healthy body.
Hello and welcome back to News 46. Today is Tuesday, January 6th. Today we had sunny skies with a high of 65 degrees. Your average temperature around this time of year is 57 degrees. So it is a little warmer outside than it usually is. That's always good. Winds were coming from the east today at 4 miles per hour with gusts up to 7 miles per hour. So we had some low winds today. The UV index today was 1, which is low. Humidity was at 30% today. Sunrise was at 6:56 this morning, and the record high in 1962 was 74 degrees. Well, tonight we'll have partly cloudy skies with a low of 40 degrees. Your average temperature around this time of year is 39 degrees. Winds will be coming from the northeast at 4 miles per hour with gusts up to 6 miles per hour. Humidity will be at 54%. Sunset was at 4:44 this evening, and the record low in 1971 was 12 degrees. Well, tomorrow we'll have sunny skies with a high of 69 degrees and a low of 39 degrees. Winds will be coming from the east-southeast at 4 miles per hour with gusts up to 6 miles per hour, so our low winds will continue into tomorrow as well. Humidity will be at 40%. Sunrise will be at 6:56 tomorrow morning, and the UV index will be 2, which is low. 4-hour, 7-day forecast will be starting off with some sunny skies, and then it looks like some clouds will be rolling in on Friday. We'll have partly cloudy skies through early next week. So, yep, And then your high temperatures will be starting off in the high 60s. They'll be dropping down into the low 60s around this weekend, and they should be sticking around in those low 60s for the next few days. Then your low temperatures will be starting off in the high 30s, and they'll be dropping down into the low 30s across these next 7 days.
Thanks so much, Noah. And I do want to tell everybody who's listening out there on our radio station, which is 95.9 on your FM dial, KA's Country Radio. If you're listening and you want to hook up free digital television, all you need to do is give us a call here at the station, 727-9400, extension 203. That's 727-9400, extension 203. And you can talk to Vern and find out how to hook up. Even if you have satellite TV, Dish Network, DirecTV, you can still get KPVM-TV by just giving us a call. Once again, 727-9400, extension 203. Well, that's going to do it for this edition of News 46. I'm Deanna O'Donnell from everyone up here at KPVM-TV and, of course, KA's Country Radio. Good night.